To those who know me, I think it's fair to say that I have gotten myself into reading last year, 2023. And I would watch like book videos, book vlogs, book this and that, books everywhere, just every time, whenever. And so I decided to do a book tag because I thought it would be fun. And I got all the questions from Destiny Sidwell. She did it, and I just kind of like took the questions and did it myself. So I only read, because I just got into reading this year, I only read about like 30 books, 32 books, 35, I don't know, but I kept track of all of them. And so I have all my books over here, and I have on my computer just the questions and everything like that. I had included some books that I read this year, 2024, which is just like the first 2 books. I had to include some from that I read this year because there just weren't any from last year that I could think of. So I don't really want to hear it because it just makes sense. So I don't care. So let's get started with that. So the first question was, or the first one is my most disappointing read. My most disappointing read was Book Lovers. Don't, because I know that there's so many people that love Book Lovers. They say all the quotes, oh this and this and that and then whatever. I just didn't feel it. Like I didn't feel a connection between the two like love interests, Nora and Charlie. Like I didn't feel it because I don't know why. I don't know exactly what it was, but I was kind of bored. But like, and like I know that her sister also had good intentions, but she was kind of annoying. And I didn't really like it. Her attitude needs to go. Like, I get it, you're pregnant, but still, you know, like, why hang on to you? Anyways, I mean, it was still a good book. I rated it 4 stars, but I just don't, like, I didn't even have that many tabs for it, you know? Like, it was kind of just like, I don't know. It was nice, okay, but I didn't feel no connection. I thought that they fell in love with each other quite quickly. But, like, she didn't even, like, I don't understand, you know? It's just, like, at one point, they're like, oh, I hate him. I know this wasn't an enemies to lovers at all because it was one-sided. But, yeah, so my most disappointing one. It's still good. It was still good. I just rated it 4 stars, whatever. It's just, like, a lot of the way that people were talking it up, I thought I was going to eat it up. I did not. Okay, the next is the Underdog book, or the Underdog book, okay? You know what I mean? Like, so I read this one this year, The Siren. And I know this came out a long time ago. That's why it's like, I say it's Underdog because people don't really talk about it much. Like, I only heard about this because my sister she freaking loved this book. Anyways, it's not talked about enough, or it's not talked about much. And I mean, it's not my favorite, but it was still good. Like, the ending was good. I liked it. It was kind of slow in the beginning. That's why I kind of gave it a 3 star. Like, it just, like, I feel like it was so, like, it was just so slow. I thought it, like, it was so fast. Like, it was just going too fast, and I'm like, whoa, hold on there, because, like, I don't understand why we're going so fast here. I don't know. I feel like the author was just like, okay, I need to wrap it up. That's kind of what it felt like. It was like, okay, like, I'm feeling it right when she was writing it. And then she was like, okay, it's getting a little too long. So she just, like, I don't know, went through it quickly. I just, like, I don't know. But it's still an underdog book, you know? Like, nobody really talks about it. It's not that bad. It's not that great. But it's a good book. So I'm including it. So the next is the most overhyped books. So I put 2, right? Because at the time that I was reading it, it was something that was talked about a lot. So I included it because it's overhyped. Right now, I don't think it's talked about enough, but one of them is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So I rated this one a 4 stars. I'm saying it's overhyped. because people talked about it a lot. Like, whether they liked it or not, it was talked about. And that same one with book lovers, they talked about it a lot. There was a lot that were overhyped, but I wanted to include books that I didn't necessarily like. That's why I thought they were too overhyped. So these two, they both gave me an feeling. Like, I mean, it was okay. Like, it wasn't that bad, right? So this one was 4 stars, and I said this one was 4 stars too. So I don't know. It just didn't give me the feeling that I thought it was gonna give me. And you know, a lot of people like both of them. Like, I've heard good things about this book and good things about this one. More bad things about this one, but I mean, it wasn't bad. Like, Evelyn Hugo, she is definitely a character. I liked the way that it went in the end. Like, what's her name? Monique did with the memoir or whatever the heck it's called. I like what she did with it, but like, at the same time, it did give me like a whoa feeling when she left her apartment the last time Evelyn Hugo was alive, because she knew what she was gonna do. And I'm just like, I don't know what I would do in that moment, but I definitely would not have just let her. I don't know. Okay, like, it's a hard position. Yeah, she was in a hard position, but like, whatever. So I talked about this one and that one. So I just think they were overhyped for when I read it. The next thing is my favorite book couple. So I went through so many, guys. I went through all of the freaking romances that I have, and they just were not hitting enough, except for Poppy and Rune from 1,000 Boy Kisses. I don't care. They were children, okay? They were children, and they fell in love. And throughout their whole entire freaking lives, they literally loved each other till the end. Literally till the end. Rune, like, the reassurance that they both gave each other. Like, there are so many toxic couples that I read about in, like, the books that I have. They were not toxic to each other, okay? I don't want to hear it. Like, they literally loved each other till the end. And Rune dated nobody else till the day that he died. I don't care. We love him. We love him a lot. And their pain was shown very well, like, about, like, losing each other, basically. And I love it. So, yes. Rune and Poppy. So, the next is my favorite main characters. I went through a few. I'm going to go through the books that I already talked about. So, book lovers. Nora, we love her. I love her. My girl, I want to give her a hug so badly. Like, she went through it. Her love for her sister is so genuine. Like, you can see it. Giving up her dream for her sister. Her dream job for her sister. Like, just because, you know, she needed, what was it? A doula. She needed a doula. So, and she didn't sleep when she when she lived with her sister after her mom died. She didn't sleep so that she didn't miss when her sister woke up and was screaming and crying and everything. And so then now she can't sleep, right? But yeah, so Nora, she just like deserves a hug. Like, I love her. And then 1,000 Boy Kisses is Poppy. Poppy is like one of the most optimistic people ever, and I hate optimistic people. Okay, no, well, I just think that people are not always freaking happy. Like, you need to calm down. Why you know? But Poppy, like, I get it, like, her pain, you could see it, but she also had like such a great view of the world at her age. Like, Miss Girl thrived. You know, I thrived to be her. Right, next person, the next main character was from Under the Whispering Door. Wallace. We love Wallace just because he had such good character development. Like, his character development was really good. You know, he ended up being such a sweet person, helping a lot of people, and it just like it hits. It really does. Like, he ended up being such a sweetheart. I wanted to hug him so much. We can move on to the next one, which is the most surprising, and that was Under the Whispering Door. I rated this one a 4.5 star. But it was the most surprising because I didn't think I would like it. Like, I picked this up at my school like thrift store event thing. I just picked it up because I was like, okay, cool, cute, you know. Like, I read the back. It was talking about a man who dies at his job with a heart attack and ends up going through this little like afterlife thing. Before you go to the afterlife, you have to like accept yourself. Like, you have to accept the fact that you died and like, you know, be at peace. Like, whenever you're ready to go, you can go. But there's people along the way that help you get there, and those people, I love them. They're like sub main characters, you know, and I fell in love with all of them, even the dog. I loved the dog. Thoughts that after you die, it's just so sad. Like, I loved it. The ending definitely satisfied me. The ending definitely satisfied me. I loved it. It was great. Just this little thing about the fact that God, like, not existing, like, they did talk about that a little bit, and I was just like, okay, that's what I didn't like about it. But other than that, the main point, it was good. The next is the saddest book I read, and that is 1,000 Boy Kisses. I rated it 4 stars, right? I think I said that. So it's the first book that actually made me cry, okay? And the reason I feel like it made me cry a lot more was because I didn't know it was a sad book. I thought it was a love, cute little romance, right? But no, I was lied to, because I don't read the back of the book. I don't read like the little thing. I don't. And it was just like an unfair death. Like, it was just and everybody's pain, I could feel it. I could feel everyone's pain, and that is why it made me heartbroken. I didn't know that it was gonna. So the next tag is my new favorite author. So I read a couple authors this year, and I based it off of like whom like had the top ratings with each book that I read from that person, and that was Holly Jackson. Based off of how many books I read and loved, it was good. Like, it was really good. Like, it's easy to read, and every like AG, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, but that whole series is like really good. Like, it's very well, I could tell she did her research before she like was writing everything. Like, the plot twists and turns are freaking crazy, insane, and I just loved it. I really did. It was easy, it was quick, but it was like a lot at the same time. The next is The Happiest Book. So I don't have the book with me, my sister has it, but it is Love on the Brain. I give that 5 stars. Yes, like, it was a little gloomy, like, you know, whatever, but for the most part, it made me giggle. It made me laugh. It made me happy, you know, giggling and everything. Like, you should see the annotations in that book. It was just so much. It's my favorite book by Ali Hazelwood. And I just love how much Levi cared for B. Like, I think it's said and done. It is. Now, the cringiest book. Okay? I would say The Spanish Love Deception. There aren't really many cringy books, but it's just that the pet names. Like, it was a good book, 4.5 stars. But the pet names I did not really appreciate as much. And my sister had a point. How quickly he said baby to her. Like, baby this, baby that, baby do. Like, y'all just confessed yesterday. What are you talking about? So, I don't know. It was still a good book. I liked it. I don't care. A lot of people didn't like it because of the whole, like, thing. I get it. I really do. But I'm a sucker for romance. And this was one of them. So next was the most disturbing books. I have 2. Fear from the Gone series and Legendborn from the Legendborn series. So I loved both of these books. They were both 5 stars for me. But this one was very disturbing when it talked about Penny. She gained the power to bring illusions, right? Okay, so she basically had made this guy get hallucinations, right, of the fact that he had like red vines on his wrist, right, and he was clawing his hands and like trying to slurp up his veins because he thought that they were red vines. And anything that had to do with Penny was disgusting. It was so disgusting. I was like, that's enough. That's enough, actually. Legendborn, it's just every death scene that happened that was caused by Raz, this I forgot what he was, but he was a monster, right? It was just so like gruesome. Every death, basically just any death at all in this book was gruesome. Very gruesome. Props to these authors for being very descriptive with their death scenes. That's it. The next tag was the most unexpected plot, and I would say the entire Gone series. The whole entire series was just plot after plot after plot, and it's just as if it couldn't get any worse. It did. And every single book left my jaw dropped. Like, oh, this is what this book is about, and that was disgusting. It was just problem after problem, death after death, and in the last book, Light, the deaths of the amount of deaths of the main characters in the book, my heart hurts for all of them. Like, to this day, I physically, it is just painful. It is just so painful how many people died in this book and the way that they died, and I loved them. Why are you doing this to my heart? Why? Yeah, it was just so unexpected. All of them. I expected what was gonna happen, and I was humbled. Oh, and the entire series, 5 stars. That's it. That's all I have to tell you. So the next tag is the prettiest book covers. One of them, okay, I read this one this year, but it just had to be said. The special edition of Archer's Voice. This is just beautiful. The gold on blue, and it has sprayed orange edges. I haven't read the book yet, but I got it in December, so I'm gonna include it, which is Iron Flame. It's the black sprayed edges. It's literally just the black sprayed edges with the map. I just find it really pretty. Like, it's just, I can't wait to read it. I really can't. The other one is this one, As Good as Dead. I just like how it represents what happened in the book. Like, I can tell what happened in the book because of this. Like, after, like, while you're reading, you're like, oh, this cover makes sense. That's why I liked it. That's why this is one of them. Sorry, it's a couple hours later, but the next tag is the most memorable, and it would be the Legendborn series, Legendborn and Bloodmark by Tracy Deonn. It was both 5 stars, and I just think that it's the small scenes in the book that I will always remember. Like, everything, like the characters, from the banter like between the main character and one of the main guy characters, like, I just love them. I love them. The next one would be Good Girl Bad Blood from the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. It's just this one mainly because this is where the trauma really was at. Like, can you see that? Like, this is just where the trauma was, and I felt so bad, like completely like shattered. Like, I always think about this book. It was just like the little things. It just has to be part of it. Next one is a long one, the most frustrating. There's 4. I'm going to talk about the books that I don't have. So one of them is Grendel. I gave 3 stars. Okay, Grendel, everything was either a metaphor or just like really dumb. Like, it didn't but like, I get it. Like, I understand, because like what was said needed to be said, I get. But I also had a love-hate relationship with Grendel. Grendel is the monster. I like love him. Like, I want to give him a hug because he's so lonely. Like, he's so misunderstood. But I hate him for what he does. Like, it is so confusing half the time. Like, he like loves this person and wants to kill them. Excuse me, what do you mean? And the next one is the X-Hex. That one, third person. I don't like third person. Third person is really confusing to me. I felt no connection between the main love interest. I like even forgot their names. Like, it's just like, that was 2 stars for me, by the way. It was boring majority of the book. The plot wasn't really there. Like, it wasn't thick, you know. I just wanted to get it over with, and I do not DNF books. But I really wanted to DNF that book, but I couldn't because I just don't. I like push through. And there was a lot of whining in the book. A lot of whining from the girl. Like, she needs to calm down. The ones that I do have, it is The Husband's Secret. This one was also in third person. It was 3 stars. It was very boring. Like, it was so boring in the beginning. Like halfway through the book, it was still boring, and I was like, what is this? What is it gonna pick up? And the third person point of views, it just confused me. But when it's like a lot of point of views, it would say like the name of the person's point of view. This one, you had to guess. Like, in the first paragraph, I'm still like confused on who it is, but sometimes, you know, it'll like tell me, but still, Give me the name at least. And it was too frustrating. Like, the people here, they need to like calm down. They need to calm down. They need to breathe. The last frustrating book was Into the Water. That one was 3.5 stars. The point of view was in third person. There was one point of view that was in third person. I didn't understand why it was like that. There were so many gaps left into the book. Like, I don't understand like what is happening here. Like, I don't understand. By the end of the book, I didn't understand at all what was happening. Like in some parts of the book, there were so many boring scenes within the whole book. Everyone was so messed up. They need deep therapy. They need a bunch of therapy. I'll pay for it if they need it. And then there was one relationship between Patrick and Helen. They were the dad and the wife of this dude. Their relationship is disgusting. It's literally disgusting. I forbid it. I will go to the police immediately. Like, what is happening? Next is unpopular books that I loved. Under the Whispering Door, I already read about. Like, I already talked about. I think you get the idea. Legendborn, I didn't really talk about. It's just I never see this anywhere. Like, anywhere it's not talked about. And I'm like, it needs to be talked about. This is a book that needs to be talked about. The build-up is too good in like both the books in the series. And it's just, I talked about it with my sister every single time something happened. I would just be like, yo, Kaylee, you know. And even with my mom, that's just how good it was. Definitely need you to read it. Next is The Most Unique Plotline, and I would say A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, like the whole series. It's just well researched. Everything is so thought out. Again, I've already said it. Like, it's just too good. Like, it is too good. The last one, I wasn't really feeling it. But these two definitely were really good. 5-star series. Okay, we're on the last tag part. It is my favorite quotes of 2023. So I have 3 books and I have like 2 quotes for each. So in Archer's Voice, it was, the second I started loving him, everything clicked into place for me. As confusing as our situation is, inside it felt like it all makes the most sense. That makes the most perfect sense. And then, maybe there was no right or wrong, no black or white, only 1,000 shades of gray when it came to pain, and what we each held ourselves responsible for. Couldn't have said it better myself. The next one was Fourth Wing. Okay, you see all of these, right? It was just too good of a book. It was too good. But some of them, it's hard to love a second home as much as the first. Someone said that, right? And then the main character, Violet, was like, but it's easy when the second home is the right one. Like, that was just too good. And the next one is, and not all strength is physical, Violet, is what her teacher said to her. And I just love it. I love it because it's so true. The next is from A Thousand Boy Kisses. It's Poppy when she has a fascination with cherry blossom. She's talking about it. She says, because something so completely perfect and special is destined to fade, eventually it has to blow away into the wind. And another one was when Poppy's dad is talking to her boyfriend while he's angry, right? But Poppy has taught me that I can't be angry because, son, if Poppy isn't angry about having a short life, how dare any of us be angry for her? Yes. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the book tag. Please like, subscribe. I'm so sorry if you guys got so bored and didn't care about the books, but I love talking about books. This is just my thing. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.